Ready shortly, right?
Well, it seems like we are live, guys. It's great to have you here. So, Danny, it's all yours.
Hey, everybody. Well, I feel honored to get to hang out with you guys today. And if you're tuning in, we are speaking specifically to the real estate community in and around Atlanta. And wanted to just talk about our good friends, Oscar, Melara, and his brother, Hector. They make up the Melara team of realtors at EXP Realty. And I say that I'm honored because it's rare that you get to be in business with people that are literally better than you. And they say if you want to build a 6-figure business, you got to get really good at doing stuff. If you want to build a 7-figure business, you have to be able to attract people that are better than you and then let them do their thing. So I can tell you who's mastered that process. That would be Rob and Kim Campbell, our other guests today. So for those of you that don't know me, I feel like the man in the middle, right, in this conversation. But for those of you that don't know me, I am a real estate investor by trade, house flipper, and mentor a lot of investors. And then my partner, Peter Pasternak, and I, we run Real Estate Connections, which is a real estate networking event here in Atlanta. We get, 300-400 people a month prior to the pandemic, and we're super excited to get started again. But to that event each and every month, and have built really like a Facebook community of over 20,000 Atlanta real estate professionals. So I was just humming right along, doing the investor networker thing, thinking that, that was all I would do in life and in business. And I was really excited about where I was at. And then I had this lunch with Mr. Rob Campbell, and it changed everything for me. And I'm going to tell you how Oscar comes into this story. But essentially, Rob and Kim were the #1 broker owners in the entire world for ReMax, had 15 offices, hundreds of agents, billions in sales. And Rob really had a reputation for developing 7-figure realtors. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, because Rob and Kim had a mortgage company, signographics company, appointment setting company, insurance company. If it touched the real estate industry, they owned it. I always joke that if they were vendors at Real Estate Connections, they would need like 7 tables for all their different businesses, which we would take their sponsorship money for all 7 tables too. But as it would have it, they were out of Nashville, and woke up one day with a lot of stress and a lot of money, and decided to sell all the stress and keep all the money. So they got out of the industry and swore they would never get back. And a few years later, this little thing called EXP Realty came up and really gave them a platform to do what they loved doing, which was outsource all that headache and really get back into mentoring agents. So my lunch with Rob, he shared the platform with me, and the whole idea and the concept just like blew me away. And all of a sudden I went from no interest in being a realtor to a whole lot of interest in being a realtor, for similar reasons to them, not because necessarily I wanted to get out there and do the transactional side, but I knew that based on my time, mentoring other aspiring investors, that there were thousands, tens of thousands, millions of realtors who worked really hard to make money, and then they end up going to the grave selling houses because they never had an exit strategy. They never had a backup plan. They were all transactional. There was no passive. There was no residual. They wanted to be business owners. And if you've seen cash flow quadrants with Robert Kiyosaki, they were self-employed. Sell, get paid, sell, get paid, sell, get paid. Don't sell, don't get paid. And Oscar, he and I were longtime friends, and he embodied the successful realtor. Him and his brother Hector, both been in the business for almost 20 years, very successful. But rewind prior to that, they immigrated to the United States over 30 years ago, barely spoke the language, got jobs, right? And were successful in the corporate world, and then became realtors to be their own boss. And they accomplished that dream. Together, they do over 100 transactions a year, over 20 million a year in business. Over their career, they've done thousands of transactions, hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, earned millions of dollars in commissions. Yet 20 years into the business, we're in the same place they were 20 years ago, working their butts off. So like my lunch with Rob, I had a lunch with Oscar, and like Rob changed my views and kind of upset the apple cart, I think Oscar could tell you everything changed for him, and he's been kicking butt and taking names. Hector and Oscar, both of them independently, not as a team, independently qualify for what we call an icon agent here with EXP, which is like the top of the top of the top of the top. They have a little friendly competition every year, and this year Hector kicked Oscar's butt. Don't tell him I told you, but Hector is the man. He has the trophy. He took it home to his house. Oscar's got to fight to get it back. But these two guys are like not only super successful, but humble, down to earth, giving, and two of my favorite people on the planet. So I just wanted to take a minute to congratulate them on all their success thus far, both in their as a team, individually, and more importantly, the team that they are now building and the people that they are blessing with this opportunity. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to Rob first. Y'all going to have to hold on to get to talk to Oscar, because we got to pump him up. You got to make sure his ego is so big by the time he gets to talk that he won't know what to say. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend, my mentor, Rob and Kim Campbell, and let them share with you kind of how Oscar has blessed us and changed our business.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. And thank you, Denny, for making the connection years ago, because of our lunch led to their lunch. We're all now business partners, right? And that's really amazing. The amazing part about this is we get to help so many more people under this platform than we ever did with ReMax. And so our background came from the ReMax world. We used to own 15 ReMax offices, and we saw years ago, over 10 years ago, a shift in the industry happening. We saw where agents were no longer focusing on a franchise model or broker owner model in the real estate world. They were starting to brand themselves and their niches and their teams. And it came to a point where it didn't matter what company they were working with. We saw this happening 10 years ago. So we decided to sell everything 10 years ago, like Danny mentioned. And we had a non-compete for a while, so we couldn't open another office for a little bit. But we were introduced to EXP about a year and a half before we got involved, and we turned it down. We turned it down multiple times. You don't know how many people came to us and said, you need to take a look at this business model. And we said, nope, not interested in getting back in that game again. We had already gone into some other businesses. We were doing great. But then a good friend of ours, who was a top earner at Keller Williams, had switched over to EXP, and he was doing some high numbers. And he says, Rob and Kim, you really need to take a look. Do me a favor and just look. So I said, okay, fine. For you, I'll look. Well, when I did, it blew me away, because it's not built like a traditional real estate company, right? And so in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is a way to help so many agents to grow and build their real estate business and to cut the brokers out. Because forever, the brokers, us, were making all the money. Now, not all of it. We were sending a big chunk of it up to ReMax, right? So ReMax was making the big money, right? Brokers were leveraging agents to get it all done, but the agents were selling real estate. And this platform opened my eyes to say, okay, now we can partner with these agents all across the country and around the world and help them get the same benefits of brokers and the agents and the brokers and the franchises have been doing for decades. That was a big aha for me. But then I started looking into the stock piece, which I've never dealt with before. That was a tremendous value add for the agents. I mean, Kim and I already have agents in our group that have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 worth of stock right now. Then the agent override piece is another dynamic. That way, agents can now participate in overriding off of referring agents. So if they help the company grow, they get a percentage. So all this thing was sitting in my mind going, oh my gosh, this is the way the industry is going to. And that's what attracted my wife and I to this idea about 3.5 years ago. But the great part about it is, it's funny, we can sit down with an agent and tell them about what we have. And sometimes they understand it right away. Other times they don't get it right away. I was just talking to a broker owner of a ReMax office in Arkansas, And we had talked to her over a year ago, and she didn't get it. She had heard about it 4 or 5 other times. She didn't get it. But then she saw all this commotion going on, all these people that are coming over, these big name players, top teams. And she says, I'm missing something. Obviously, I'm missing something. Show it to me again. We finally showed it to her again. We showed her office, the whole office, the information. They're now coming on. But it's taken over a year for them to understand, because we've all been brainwashed in the real estate industry that you have to pay broker owners, you have to pay franchises, you have to feed the monster. That's not the case. It's a different world now, and this company has allowed us to do that on a major scale. And so happy for my wife and I to be partnered with Denny and Oscar and Hector. They're amazing business partners, especially hearing Oscar's background and Hector's background with ReMax, because that's where we come from, right? Yeah. So hearing their background with ReMax, and I know how much more money they would net in their pocket here than they would at ReMax. I know ahead of time how much better they would be here. Our job is to help them see the vision. That's it. And so that's been the amazing blessing in this platform, in this journey, is to help people see the vision of a new way of doing real estate, to be able to net them more money in their pocket. And Oscar, so proud to be working with you guys, you and Hector. You guys are amazing business partners. I love how you help so many other people. I mean, y'all brought on a big team here recently of agents, top level agents coming on all over the country and around the world. And y'all were part of bringing some on here recently. So, Oscar, you want to share a little bit about where you came from and how this has helped you and affected you?
Oscar, hold on one second before you do that, because that's exactly what I want to hear. But before we do that, Kim, I want you to close it after Oscar and Hector, because Kim is the closer. She is such a powerhouse. But Rob, I know I speak for me and for literally thousands of other agents when I say that our business is successful because of the time, the energy, the dedication, the commitment that you and Kim make to each and every one of us. You make us all feel like we're the only one that matters, when in reality now you guys are leading a team of over 1,000, 12, 13, 1,400 agents in like 40 states. So, I mean, you got a bigger business now. What's that?
In 4 countries.
Okay, and 4 countries. So now you got a bigger business now in just like 3 years than you had with ReMax in 20 years. But we just the commitment to our team, we just greatly appreciate that. And hearing from someone that was a broker owner and the best in the world, we heard why you were attracted, and clearly it took you over a year to get it. It only took me 1 lunch to get it because I'm smarter. At least that's what I told
Kim got it.
It took Oscar about 5 minutes to get it, and I think Hector was the one dragging his feet. So I'd like to turn it over to them. Oscar, almost 20 years in the business, producing at such a high level, super successful. What was it about that lunch that we had, about meeting Rob and Kim, this opportunity that really opened your eyes and got your attention?
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for being part of this meeting. The really what I got was when I met you, Danny, met with you, and when Rob and Ken shared their story, and I saw how successful you guys have been with ReMax, and when you showed me those numbers, what my possibilities would be, and if I could help other agents. Not only I've been able to help agents, but also Hector and I, in the last couple of years, have sold more properties yearly than before. The benefits with this company, it's amazing. I mean, if Hector and I would sold the stock today, I mean, that's a blessing.
Well, I don't want to brush over that. Mm-hmm. So you were with ReMax, you were on 100% contract. Like you can't make more than 100%, right? So why on earth would you switch to a brokerage that, you know, was on a 80-20 split, $16,000 cap. Like, why would you give up 16,000 a year when you're
Right.
100%? And like, what has, you know, the icon, the award, the stock, all of that, like, what has that meant to your business?
Well, great point. First of all, I was not looking to move. I was in love with ReMax. I was happy where I was. Hector and I were happy with us, but literally we were, you know, closing between 35, 40 to 60 every year individually. What I saw was, I mean, I already been 20 years in this business, in this industry, and if I could keep going, but if I would have stopped selling 3 months, there was no income. So when I was gonna be able to retire, honestly, staying with the company with ReMax, or we were not going to be able to retire. You know, have you ever been at a realtor's retirement party? Never.
No.
So I
Yeah,
guess
it's
that was
called a
going to be
funeral.
our
That's
funeral, right?
That's right. Been
That
to
was going to
several.
be probably our funeral. But when I saw the possibility that I can build a retirement plan so I can retire with dignity, and that was the number one catch for me. That was the number one opportunity. In addition to all the training that this company provides, the tools, technology, we've been able to help more sellers, more clients, because the technology is making it easier for us. So when I heard that this is a possibility, I told Danny, let me talk to Hector. And Hector was that time was out of the country on vacations on a cruise with his wife. So when he came, when he came back, and I told him that we had to leave ReMax, Hector, what was your answer?
This is what cannot emphasize enough. When I came back, he said, Hector, I found the opportunity for our lives. And I said, what are you talking about? We find EXP. And I said, what is that? Look, you have to see Danny, Rob, and Kim. And I said, what for? And we have to move to different companies. I'm okay with ReMax. I mean, we're really happy. Everybody loves us here. We're comfortable. What else we were looking for? And he said, you have to look for this. You have to see what this company have to offer to us. And I said, okay. So I'll let that go. So the following time that actually Oscar went back to Rob and Kim's office, I was another place. I don't remember where I was, but I was not in town. So, and came back. He's so excited. He was, look, you have to see this. You have to move. I said, are you crazy? I mean, don't tell me that again. So, but the third month that he was actually going to the meeting, he said, you have to come with me. And I said, okay. He's a big brother. So I said, yes, brother, I'll go with you. So I went there, right, at about maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes into the presentation, what EXP have to offer to agents. I look at him and said, why have not joined yet? And then he said, I will be waiting for you. What's wrong with you? So, I mean, I was sold. Definitely. I'm so happy to be part of this company. And something I always tell agents is, look, I'm not asking you to move to this company. I want you to see the opportunity you have. You can be just an agent making broker's commission. Thank you, Rob, Kim, and Danny, for all the support you give us to this team. We really appreciate it. I mean, if we've grown, it's because we have a great mentors like you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, if
Thank
I
you,
can
Hector.
add on Hector a little bit there. Hector is my first sibling. We are 11 total. I'm the oldest one. He's the second. So he decided to join me, and we've been a team. So it's been a blessing. But guys, Kim, Rob, and Denny, we cannot thank you enough for the opportunity and call you guys partners in this business. I mean, it's just a blessing. Thank you guys for all the support and help, and for giving us the opportunity of being in this awesome company.
Well, you are very welcome, and the feeling is mutual.
Yep.
One thing I want to just kind of dig into for a moment, because I know you guys are icons, each of you, and an icon is someone who, after they reach their cap, with our company, which they've
Yep.
paid in 16,000, you either have to earn 500,000 in GCI or do an additional 20 transactions, and both of them do it every year. There's the trophy.
Yep.
But when you do, you get your cap back in stock. So they give you all that stock. We also reward agents with stock when they refer other agents to the company, when they do their first transaction, when they hit their cap, and give agents an opportunity to participate. And almost like a 401k, it's like it's voluntary. I recommend everyone does it, but 5% of your commissions can buy stock at a 10% discount. So Oscar, just for a moment, talk to us about just doing what you would normally do anyway, which is sell houses. You guys have been collecting this stock all along the way. So how many, no, we're not going to start with the price. How many shares have the two of you accumulated in basically under 2 years?
Whoa.
Yeah. In 2 years, I have accumulated, if I can say that word.
English is not his first language.
Mine neither, so don't worry.
I heard a lady, she said English is not a very good looking for me. So my English is not very good looking. We have approximately 2,000 shares each in 2 years.
Wow.
Really, if I could sell it today, when I make those numbers by paying 100% ReMax, only paying 1% franchise fees, and just a low desk fee, if I compare it, that expense and paying only, the $16,000 for capping,
Well, listen,
that has multiplied.
I'm going to put real numbers to it.
Yeah, do that, Danny. Do that.
Because for all of you out there, like, they didn't intend on this happening. They just did what they were doing anyway, which was sell houses. And as a result, they collectively have 4,000 shares. They're more productive than me. I have about 1,200. But our company is adding 900 new agents every week. Success leaves clues. There's a clue. When I joined, or just like 4 years ago, there were only 600 agents in the whole country. Now 900 a week. We're over 40,000 agents. In 3 to 5 years, we'll be the biggest brokerage in the world. And everybody will be. A couple of years ago, people were like, "Who's EXP?" And then a few years later, everyone was making fun of EXP. And now they're like, "Holy shit, what do we do about EXP?" Because
that's right.
In life, you either watch it happen, make it happen, or wonder what happened. So Oscar's making it happen, and because he's making it happen, he has these 4,000 shares. Well, our company's publicly traded, so that means that it used to be less than $1, and then it made it to $2, $3, $4, $5, $10. And my disclaimer: stocks, they go up and down. They're not always rational.
Right.
But I will tell you this: when you add agents, transactions, volume, revenue, and net profit, that's called a growth company. That's an opportunity. So that stock has gone up to hit $120 a share yesterday.
Yep.
So it might be a little bit more, a little bit less, but that's $480,000.
That's amazing. Amazing. That's why when we sit down, when you think of that number, so when I sit down with an agent, or Rob and I sit down with an agent, what I want to tell them is that, listen, I just want to ask you a simple question, that is, how much do you love God? This is very key to me. Do you love God? Do you believe there's a higher being, universe, the universe out there? And they say they believe in God, whatever, right? And then I asked them, do you love people? And they said, yes, they do. I'm like, well, then you are the kind of people that I would like to get to know more, because what I'm getting ready to share with you, I'm like, sit down. I'm getting ready to share with you the biggest thing I've ever seen in my 23 years of real estate career. And I asked them, do you know who Gary Keller is? And most of the people are like, no, I'm not. Okay. Before we go on, let's look up who Gary Keller is first. And then we can talk a little bit further. I asked them that. And they say, well, Gary Keller is the owner of Keller Williams, who own, all the real estate and everything, right? And I asked them, do you know who Dave Liniger is. And there's like most of them, yeah, of course I know these guys, but good. Well, what I'm getting ready to show you is the same opportunity that this guy have, minus the headaches that they both are facing right now. And I pause and I can let me repeat what I'm showing, getting ready to show you is an opportunity that you get to grow, expand, and dominate the real estate industry the way both Dave Liniger and Gary Keller did, minus the headaches that they both are facing right now. Right now, if you get started with EXP, and especially with our business partners like Oscar, like Hector, like Danny, and all of our business partners, with us, the background we had, we built 15 ReMax and trained hundreds of agents all over. So with that in mind, we're going to set you up for life. And I pause because it's like too much for an agent to take, Danny. Remember when we talked about this? We're only looking for people who love God, who love people. If you don't love God, you don't love people, and you don't care about other people, please do not DM me. Please don't talk to me, because we will have a problem. Because I love God, I love people, so much so that I want to dedicate my life to impact. So I'm only attracted to people who want to go and become servant leaders, because what we have our hands on is the opportunity of a lifetime if you are in real estate. And so when we met Danny, I said, Danny, we know you, Danny. We know you have that heart. We know you love God. We know that. So we only talk to the people who like Danny. And then Danny is like, oh my God, we got to talk to Oscar and Hector. So that is how we do it. We do it because we are attracting the right people to our company, the right producer, the right people with the right heart and the right mind, because we're not in it for anything other than the glory of God, because that is what all we do, to show the man up there that we are multiplying the gifts that has given to God, like Hector and Oscar. English is my second language too. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm in English. I came to this country, couldn't speak a word of English, but the glory of God, I can become a millionaire from a refugee camp. Okay, so anyone that listening to this message, get with Hector, get with Oscar, get with Danny, and we can have a private conversation, because there's too much to talk on a public thing like this, because there's so many things personal that we want to share with you. We want to show you. We're not trying to recruit you, because recruiting is the name of the past. I don't recruit anybody. I'm attracting the right energy into our organization. And our organization is all about peace and abundance, because I want to train and help our agent grow from the inside out and outside in. And that is how we grow our organization to over 1,000 agents all over the country, and all over the states and 4 countries. And we're growing not because of what we're so good, is because we let God lead us to where we should go. I mean, I am just Kim. I'm just humble. I'm just here to serve. I don't know everything, but with God, I just follow the step. And just like Danny, just like Rob, my husband, is my number one support for all that we do. I mean, I have a passion for the team. All the little detail stuff, I got to go to my husband to get him to help us. But what I do know is that we are at the right place at the right time. And if you out there, you have any kind of unique proposition in real estate, come to us, come to Danny, Oscar, and Hector, and Rob, and I will help you take that uniqueness and will help you multiply, because that is what we are so good at. And that's what my husband and I are like passionate about. Just help people grow, expand, and dominate their real estate, their life, give them the freedom they never even dream of. And that, my friend, that's my passion. So back to you, Danny, Oscar, and Hector, and my husband, Rob.
Amen. Thank you for that, Kim. I always feel so inspired and get so much energy whenever I get to spend time with you. So I really appreciate that. I think one of the biggest misconceptions people have with opportunities like this or this kind of a brokerage is because ultimately realtors are so conditioned to think that their only job is to sell more houses. Right. And so it's like sell more houses, sell more houses, sell more houses. Here's how we're going to help you sell more houses. Let me translate that to you from a broker's perspective. The more you sell, the more I make.
Yes.
The more you sell, the more I make. And I need you to stay here and I need you to sell more so that I can make more. And,
Yes.
and people are so conditioned that when they see EXP, they see this opportunity, this brokerage model, and they go, wait a second. I can walk like a broker, talk like a broker, earn like a broker, and have the lifestyle of a broker with none of the risk, overhead, and, you know, challenges or pain of a broker. And so it takes a minute for that to set in, because they're used to having one opportunity. And then you're like, no, you keep selling houses, you keep crushing it. You go do exactly what you're doing. But then you just offer this amazing opportunity to other agents you care about. And for that, you can develop, here's my favorite question. Kim, if I could show you a way to spend 100% of your commissions for the next 5 to 10 years and then completely retire and replace your income, would you give me 15 minutes?
Absolutely.
If I could show you a way to spend 100% of your commissions, because I know you're going to do that anyway. If I can show you how to spend all your money, not save a penny, and yet still completely replace your income and create a passive leverage income that's equal to or greater than what you do selling, will you give me 15 minutes? Now, if you say no to that, you're just plain dumb.
Yeah.
But if you say yes to that, well, then I'm not insisting that you switch. It's just that you take a look. And if you look with an open heart, what you will discover is that instead of getting leveraged, you have the opportunity to share a great opportunity with other people. I think that's what the most successful people like Rob and Kim at Agent Attraction are not out recruiting for themselves to make more money. They're out sharing the opportunity and giving those people the same opportunity they have. At ReMax, they couldn't give someone else their opportunity. Oh, here's my office. Here's my brokerage. No. It was just like, you go sell, I make money. Now it's like, we're in it together. I genuinely feel like this is a partnership with Hector, with Oscar, with Kim, with Rob. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful for you guys and Oscar for going along on this ride with us. Before we end, Rob, Oscar, Hector, any parting words?
Love you guys. I look forward to an amazing year this year and going forward to help a lot of you and help a lot of agents to set themselves up for retirement.
Thanks, Rob.
And just remember, just have an open mind. Just know that you are an entrepreneur. You are a smart entrepreneur. Nobody gonna sell you anything. Nobody gonna convince you anything. Just have an open mind to learn. So get back with these gentlemen here, and then they connect all of us together, so that way we can have a deeper conversation. And remember, a conversation that you will never forget, and I can promise you that. I love you guys so much, and looking forward to have more conversation, more deeper conversation with you guys. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Oscar, for being the amazing leader, servant leader. You help so many agents, not even on your organization. And Hector too. People call you from all over the world from EXP. You guys answer, you guys help. You guys are the one that I'm so honored to work with and be part of, to help you grow your organization. And Danny, you have taught me so much, man. You are my leader. I'll go to you for everything. Thank you, Danny. You've been helping me a ton. As for my love, I appreciate you, Hector. Appreciate you, Danny. Appreciate you, Oscar. Love you guys. And until next time, my love.
Back in. Thanks,
well, thank
guys.
you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Till next time. Take care, guys.